Hello everybody, welcome to AdIntelligence.io, and in today's video we're going to be going over the Campaign Analyzer tool and discussing how you can use it to optimize your ads. So if you've run ads for a long time, you've probably created an ad or an ad set that is targeting multiple interests. And you've probably wondered, which interest is actually working for me, because Facebook does not give you that information. Well, that's exactly what the Campaign Analyzer does. It pulls the ad information and gives you a breakdown of how each individual interest is actually performing in your ad set. And if you don't know why that's powerful, I think it's pretty obvious, but it saves you a lot of time from actually having to go in and split testing and dividing up a bunch of different ad sets, targeting different interests and trying to see what works that way. You can actually just create one ad set with a bunch of different interests, let it run over a few days, come back to this tool, analyze it and see what's working. That way you can make modifications, remove the ones that are performing poorly, keep the ones that are performing well, and slowly over time get a better performing ad. So just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, if you don't already, I had this example ad set up just for this video. You can see that in this ad, I am targeting a bunch of different audiences. And if you let this run, Facebook is going to automatically try to decide which interest is performing the best and show it more often than the others. But it didn't tell you which one is actually going to do well. I mean, you can guess that if you're selling a dog product, that I Love My Cats is probably not going to perform that well. But between these other ones, you really aren't sure, right? If you actually get purchases, you don't know if Dogs Naturally magazine is the one that's giving you a lot of purchases, or if We Love Dogs is the one that's giving you a lot of purchases. One of them can actually be costing you a lot of money, and you may not actually know that information. So let's just kind of jump right in here and show you what I'm talking about. So when you visit the Tools section, go to Campaign Analyzer, it's going to ask you to authorize your ad account. That way we can pull the insights, pull the data to actually analyze. But once you do that, you'll see this page. You can go ahead and select your ad account that you want to analyze, select your campaign, and then select your ad set. I want to stop here for just one moment and show you something. You'll notice that two of these ad sets are grayed out. And the reason for that is that the Campaign Analyzer, the whole purpose is to analyze the different interests, different suggestions that are working for your ad. If you have a lookalike audience, these generally are not targeting interests, so we cannot actually analyze those ads. Those are custom audiences, those are lookalike audiences. They don't have any individual interests to break down. So that's why these will be grayed out right here. So select an ad set that has interests that you can target, and then select the ad that you want to analyze. So we'll do this one right here. Click Analyze, and you'll see a table pop up with all the different interests that you are targeting in that ad set. You can see they match up to this exact list right here. And then from there, we have a bunch of different statistics for each individual interest. So let's go through here and talk about what each column means, and then we'll talk about how we can use this to actually create a better performing ad. So the first column is pretty obvious. You have clicks, and you can see that the Second Chance Rescue NYC Dogs interest has gotten 1,712 clicks. The people in that, or who are interested in that audience right here, has a 7 cost per click, a 5.6% click-through rate. We spent $164 of our budget on this specific interest with a $5.32 cost per action and 31 actions. So I realize that actions and cost per actions is not clear what that means. Essentially, all actions is the optimization for that ad set. So if you are targeting, if your campaign is optimized for conversions and you're optimizing for purchases, that means 31 purchases. If you're optimized for initiate checkout, that's going to be 31 initiate checkouts. If you are optimizing for engagement, that's going to be 31 engagements on your ad. That's all actions mean. So let's actually talk about how we can use this information to kind of break down if our ad is performing well and kind of remove the ones that are not, giving us the best bang for our buck. So the most important value for me is the cost per action. So I'm going to go ahead and sort and show me the one that is giving me the best cost per action. And we can see that Dogs Naturally magazine is giving us a $4.20 cost per purchase. I say purchase because that is what this ad set right here is optimized for. So if I'm selling this product for like 20 bucks, I'm getting a good profit on this, on the people in this audience right here. You can see that it's getting good ad spend. So Facebook is clearly thinking that this is, a good ad. We're actually spending our budget here. We got good click-through rate, good cost per click, So I would keep that one. Same with Second Chance Rescue NYC Dogs. We get a decent cost per action here. Same with this one, and just keep kind of going down the list and kind of figure out at what point do you want to stop, or what's your kind of threshold for whether it's performing well or not. For me, you can see there's a clear jump between these prices into the next one. We Love Dogs. That's probably a pretty generic fan page here, and we get a $3 jump between this one and this one. It's still profitable, but it's kind of borderline there. So that may be something we want to remove and try a different audience or different interest to test in this ad set. And then the one that we obviously know is not going to perform well that I just threw in here as an example is I Love My Cats. We got 0 purchases on that, and it's a less than 1% click-through rate, a very high cost per click. We do have some clicks, and that's probably just because these people were browsing in their newsfeed. Maybe they have a cat and a dog. We don't know, or they just thought it was interesting and clicked on it. But we can obviously go into our ads manager and just remove this interest because we still spent $25 testing this audience, or Facebook did, even though it was not profitable. Now, this is a very obvious example that's not going to work, but sometimes it may not be obvious. Maybe you have something like We Love Dogs, and that's getting you 0 actions, but you're spending like $30 out of your budget when it could be spent on these more performing interests up here. So what I would recommend you do is just add a bunch of different interests into your ad set, let it run for a few days, come back here, analyze results, then kind of go through and clean it up a bit, remove the ones that are not working, maybe remove the bottom 2, add some more in there, test it for a few more days, and slowly over time what you're gonna have is a very high performing ad set with a bunch of very, very well targeted interests. And there's really no way to do this without actually using a tool like this to get this information, because the ads manager will not show you a breakdown of each interest. I don't know why they don't do that, but it's extremely useful. And so just let this run for a few days. Check out the ads that you're already running, and see what's working. Go ahead and make some modification of those. That's just a few things you can do. So a few caveats you need to know is that this is analysis of last 7 days. Facebook only allows us to pull 7 days worth of information. So if you had an ad that was running and it ended 8 days ago, we will not be able to analyze the results because these results come from the last 7 days. So just keep that in mind. A few more things, like I said before, make sure you're choosing an ad set that is targeting specific interests. That way we can analyze and break it down, because it doesn't make sense to show anything if you don't have any interest to analyze. But yeah, that's all you really need to know, guys. Go ahead and jump in, see what's working for your ads, create some new ads, and I think you will be very impressed with the results. I'll see you in the next video.